Hello everyone, Agent Fluffy here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, Trials and Tribulations, The Stolen Turnabout Part 14. We are getting very damn close to the conclusion here. So, woo! Are you guys ready? I sure am. I am super fucking hyped right now. Let's go! October 14th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive inside your heart. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't actually have any proof. We don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atmey want to kill King Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. October 14th, 12:21 p.m., District Court, Court Number 6. Oh, excuse me.
Now then, the score is back in session. Mr. Look at me, please take the stand.
Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask to Mask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that even a great look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I can know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask to Mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables.
Excuse me.
They even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them.
Ice water is the best.
Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask?
Of course.
Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., King Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Atmey. The night of the murder. Speak! We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
Witness testimony, the alibi.
I was still in the urn as Mask to Mask just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask to Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo at the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great Mask to Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atmey, we still had to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Are you trying? Are you fucking trying? Are you fucking trying to do Franziska von Karma
to speak like fucking her, dude? My fucking dude!
Oh, God. I'm stemming like fucking crazy with my chair. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Cross-examination. The alibi. So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I'm called Masty Mask.
But conveniently, that also means there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean?
Objection!
Ha! Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atmey? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi?
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
What would happen if I said, name the accomplice? If Luke Atmey was at KB security during the murder, then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly, you had an accomplice. Now remember, you've said that, Mr. Wright, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself.
That penalty is probably boiling hot too.
So who is it, Mr. Wright? Who was the accomplice? Oh, shit. I'll be right back. Probably not. Like, the accomplice? God damn it. I'm probably gonna receive a penalty, but that's okay. It was this person. Ha! That's quite the prank you're trying to pull. Do you have any evidence that this person is in fact the accomplice? Well, the aura that this person around them is.
If you're going to judge someone by their aura, you'd be right up there with the number one suspect, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. Jumped the gun on that one. Let's see. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point?
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lorelei Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lorelei Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he had no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It's kind of odd. Let's see here. So, by the photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection!
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that.
Indeed. It turned out there was no such thing as a perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad blue melody.
It looks like I better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. about the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh? You think I altered this timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. I think not. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
It looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bowler at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the masked mask in a photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Let's see here. Let's see. That is freaking odd. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now.
Only Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I cannot have killed King Bullard unless I had an accomplice.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and the picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? Let's have the not that I can see. Unfortunately, I don't see anything wrong.
That is indeed unfortunate.
Men, as a species, are doomed to a life of bitterness and frustration.
Hey, Nick, I've been thinking.
What is it, Maya?
This photo was taken in that basement warehouse, right? And that this was taken on the same night as where we went to see the treasure exhibit. And there's one thing here that doesn't add up.
Looks like I need to approach this from a different angle. Okay, let's do this. You bet there is.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, then. Let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
Well, the paint stain is too big. The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood. Now this gets interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Unless you're in the Danganronpa universe, that pink stuff would be blood. Anyway.
Oh, just paint. Peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches, Judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Miss Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The golden statue, that's right. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night that took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then there should have been then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
But when I went there the day after that statue in the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed here accidentally?
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it at that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us a rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared for your answer. Now then, who was the one who moved that golden statue on the night of the crime?
Well, it's Luke, obviously. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atmey.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange accusations?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like the cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
The time is wrong!
Naturally, the lie in this photo is a timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Where?
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match the way it had been in his photo.
Order! Mr. Atmey, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by Lordly Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Mr. Godot, what's the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during the trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense is a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that is only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor! Hey, Mr. Damask.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask, there should be no problem with your telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide us court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
When this testimony is sacred urn heist.
I first received a request from Lily Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box in Zavali. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all the stuff we heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we'll find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zavali!
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, the sacred urn heist. Let me save first. There we go. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Indeed, it seems that they have heard of my Savaricling reputation.
I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. You mean this box?
Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me.
Huh, interesting new tidbit. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before?
Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers.
You mean this calling card?
That's right! That is, without a doubt, my calling card.
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atmey knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? Oh, whoops.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse.
And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Whoops, I did it again.
Indeed. To be honest, even the photo was taken. I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Hey, Nick, if this photo's a fake, Detective Atmey might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know, he's been saying that he's never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good, hard look at the court record. Not a lot to go on, is there? That detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
Alright then, how do we do that?
There's one thing that Atmey stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying.
Well, we're gonna continue that in the next part. So, this has been Agent Fluffy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Agent Fluffy here, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me even more, feel free to support my Patreon. The links are right here.